Okay, so let's jump right in. California's community colleges have just rolled out this incredible new plan that could totally change how we learn. And I'm not talking about some minor policy update. This is a real blueprint for the future of education itself. So I want you to just forget the traditional classroom for a second. This playbook, it paints a picture of a world where learning isn't trapped on a screen. Imagine, a mechanic seeing holographic instructions floating right over a real engine, or a nursing student practicing a super complex procedure in a virtual world where there's zero risk. That is the future of hands-on learning we're talking about. And look, this isn't some sci-fi dream for 20 years from now. No, this is a real, super detailed plan that's being put into action to get almost 2 million students in California ready for the jobs that are going to define the next decade. So, what's the magic behind all this? Well, it's the fusion of two massive technologies, artificial intelligence and extended reality, or XR. And this quote just nails it. AI gives soul to virtual worlds, and XR gives AI a body. Think about that. The AI is the soul. It's the brain, the intelligence. And XR, which is everything from virtual to augmented reality, that's the body. It's how that intelligence can actually interact with us, either in the real world or a completely simulated one. Okay, so to really get our heads around this, we've got to define a couple of key terms you're going to hear a lot: spatial AI and XR AI. They're super closely related, but the difference between them, it's really, really important. All right, first up, we have spatial AI. The easiest way to think about this is it's AI with world awareness. This is the tech that can see and understand the physical world in real time, recognizing objects, mapping a room, figuring out distances. It's the kind of smarts that lets a self-driving car navigate a busy street or allows a pair of smart glasses to tell you that's the carburetor. And this slide, wow, it just lays it out perfectly. You can see right here, XRAI is a really powerful piece that lives inside the much bigger world of spatial AI. So while spatial AI is all about understanding the real world around us, XRAI is what works inside those simulated worlds. It's the code that makes virtual characters smart, it powers tutors that adapt to you, and it builds the incredible stories you experience inside a VR headset. Okay, so all this cool tech, does it actually make a difference? Does it help people learn better? The answer is a huge, resounding yes. And the data coming from big companies who've already jumped on this, it's just mind-blowing. Okay, get this. Take Walmart. They had to train over 2 million employees on new stuff, so they used VR, and they cut the training time by an incredible 96%. Something that used to take a full 8-hour day, now it takes 15 minutes. Just think about what that means for a business. Less time off the floor, new hires up to speed way faster, and just massive, massive productivity savings. And the money side of things is just as wild. When Intel built a virtual course for electrical safety, they projected a 300% return on their investment in just 5 years. That's not just saving money, that's creating value. And here's the kicker: 94% of the people who took the training actually asked for more of it. That tells you everything you need to know about how effective and engaging it is. And in healthcare, the results are, well, they're life-changing. In a study with Johnson & Johnson, surgical students who trained on the OSSO VR platform scored 233% higher on their assessments than students using traditional methods. Now, this isn't just about passing a test. This means we're creating more skilled, more confident surgeons, and that leads directly to better outcomes for patients. It's a huge deal. And, this isn't just a few corporate success stories. The academic world totally backs this up. A huge review of 22 different studies found that almost 3/4 of them showed significant positive results for learning. This tech makes things easier to understand, it boosts motivation, it just makes the whole learning process better. So the main takeaway here is this stuff works. The proof is there. The big question then is, how is California actually planning to do this on a huge system-wide scale? The answer is this amazing 8-pillar framework. And this is so much more than just, buying a bunch of VR headsets. It's a whole system approach. For instance, you've got professional development, making sure teachers actually know how to use these tools effectively. You can't just drop a headset on a teacher's desk and expect magic, right? Then there's technology infrastructure, which deals with all the hardware and software you need to run this for thousands of students. And then you see things like grant and funding and sustainability. These are here to make sure the whole project has the fuel to not only start, but to keep going for years. It's a complete 360-degree plan for making real change. Okay, so that's the big plan. But let's zoom in a bit. What does this actually look like for a student? How does this whole framework help them get a great job? And what's so cool is that this isn't just for, computer science majors. The plan is hitting these really critical, hands-on fields where practice makes perfect. Think about it. Nursing students in a totally safe virtual clinic, welders practicing their technique without burning through expensive materials, or car mechanics training on a perfect digital twin of a new electric car before it's even on the road. It's a game changer. And this right here might be one of the smartest parts of the whole playbook, the apprenticeship pathway. It's a 3-step process. First, you train the teachers to become certified XR mentors. Then, those mentors guide students as they train in these virtual labs that are co-designed with actual companies. And as the students master these skills, they earn digital credentials, like a digital badge that proves what they can do. And these credentials stack up and lead straight to paid experience, and ultimately, a great job in a high-demand field. So, what's the real scale of this whole thing? I mean, what's the ambition here? It's honestly about rebuilding public education for the 21st century. And again, this isn't just a small pilot program for a couple of schools. This framework is built to be rolled out across all 116 California community colleges. And what that means is that this one initiative is going to prepare over 2 million students to not just get by, but to really thrive in the industries that are literally shaping our future. But here's maybe the most important part of all. This whole playbook, it's designed to be open source. It's a replicable model that anyone, anywhere can use. And that leaves us with one final huge question. Are we just looking at the future of education in California, or are we looking at the blueprint for every single classroom in the world?